One Piece needs a new video game. One Piece needs a new video game franchise, and I am not talking about pirate warriors. No, we need to go in a new direction. One Piece needs a turn-based strategy game. Yes, you heard me correctly. A turn-based strategy game based on One Piece, the greatest manga of all time, one of the best animes of all time. One Piece could truly succeed in this genre of video games. It'll be a new direction, and we really could tell the entire One Piece story through multiple games. I feel like this could happen, and it should happen. It's very rare to find a turn-based strategy game based on a major anime like One Piece, and I think this is the true direction they should go in. No more hack and slash forgettable pirate warrior games. It's time we go in depth in a very vast story that is One Piece. It's time to really take it to the next level, if you ask me. And there's a few ways you can go with this. You can take it in the Valkyria Chronicles style turn-based strategy game. If you haven't played Valkyria Chronicles, you should, because it's absolutely fantastic. They could even keep the same art style, which is like a watercolored, almost look hand-drawn. It would almost look like the manga. I think this could be very fun. Each map, each battle could tell a different story from each arc. The first map would be Luffy, Zoro, and Kobe trying to defeat Axe-Hand Morgan and his Marines. It would make a lot of sense. And if they go with the Valkyria Chronicles style turn-based gameplay, I think it would look not only beautiful, but it would play in a way that's so unique. That's what I love about the Valkyria Chronicles style, is it's so unique. You look at a map of what's happening, which would work so well with the pirate theme. It would have every map would be a pirate map, and you'd see the opponents, the red dots for the opponents, the blue dots for the Straw Hat crew. And of course, you could probably unlock characters that aren't part of the Straw Hat crew that you can incorporate into fights. I could see that going into this game. Or if you replay the game after you beat the game, you can use characters that weren't necessarily there for that fight. I would want it to be as accurate to the story as possible, but take some liberties if you need to. Let us use Shanks. Let us use Buggy when the time comes. It could have a lot of replayability. I've beaten the Valkyria Chronicle games at least 3 times, just because it's so cool, so unique, and it's very fun. You select a character, you move them a certain amount of movement, you have a certain amount of actions you can take per character, or you can do multiple actions with one character. And it's really up to you. And each character would have their own style of fighting. Of course, Zoro, 3-sword style, Sanji, Nami, Chopper as a healer type. And of course, you've got Usopp, he can invent things. He's a ranged type fighter as well, a sniper in some cases. There's a lot you could do with a turn-based strategy One Piece game. If they went in the Valkyria Chronicle style of gameplay, oh my god, it'd be perfect. I think it'd be one of my favorite games of all time, because I love the One Piece franchise, and I love the Valkyria Chronicles style of gameplay. And it's highly unlikely that they'll go this direction, just because Valkyria Chronicles I would say didn't sell as well as some other games that you might see. But I think with the One Piece story behind it, the machine that is One Piece behind it, it could truly sell well. But there is another direction you can take this idea. you could go down the Final Fantasy route, and more specifically, the Final Fantasy X route. If you made the gameplay like Final Fantasy X, you're running around as Luffy through this pirate world, this vast pirate world from island to island, in talking to different NPCs, and then when you're on certain trails, you'll break into battles, just like in most Final Fantasy games. You break into battles where you have your 3 Straw Hats that you have in your team working out, and you can swap in and out with other members of the crew, and you could probably have a grid system, a skill tree type system where you can unlock different abilities and attacks. You would have like a Chopper as a healer. You have Sanji with his kicking ability, but you think that he could also use his cooking ability to add attack boosts, defense boosts. You have Nami, Luffy, Zoro, Nico, Robin. The list goes on and on. And of course, I'm sure you could unlock characters like Shanks or Ace for a certain period in the game where they could assist you, but this would be very story driven, and I would assume you would only get the Straw Hat crew. Maybe after you beat the game you can use other characters from this game. I would really like them to tell the entire One Piece story, which I know they couldn't do in one game. It would be highly unlikely. They would probably have to release 3-4 different games to tell the whole story. But if they do it right, and if they do it like Final Fantasy, I think it would sell very well. People love that legendary fighting system. I love turn-based strategy games. I love the fact that you can think about your next move, and they could have unique attacks, unique abilities, things that. And unique opponents. Like you'd have different pirate enemies, but also you'd have different marine enemies. And also, just like in Final Fantasy, they have those sea monsters that you could fight with giant monster type opponents. That'd be very fun. I think this would be the best way to go. I mean, yes, you could make a One Piece fighting game easily and make a lot of money. But if you really put the time and effort into a true turn-based strategy game involving the One Piece universe, I think that we could really, really put One Piece on the map here in the United States and around the world, really. I'm a big fan of fighting games, but I'm a true bigger fan of turn-based strategy. And I feel like the One Piece world is so vast and so in-depth that it could really fill this whole game. And yes, you'd go through the story once again. There's a lot of people who just are afraid to dive into the One Piece story because it's so big. This could be a way to compact it a little bit. You can take out the filler from the anime, which there isn't a whole lot of it, honestly. But you could take out the things that aren't truly necessary, especially with the Valkyria Chronicles style gameplay, because each arc would be a map, and each map would be, 30 to 45 minute gameplay, maybe an hour max, depending on how far you are into the game. There's so much you could do, and then I'm assuming they could even take characters that get defeated early on, because a lot of One Piece villains don't necessarily die, and have little mini arcs that had nothing to do with the story if they wanted to add to it. Or they could do DLC. Obviously, they're going to do DLC. There's a lot they could do. They can go in multiple different directions. They could go the XCOM style, where you're basically picking your character and moving them on a grid, which is also very good. I mean, I think it'd be fun. I just don't think it would complement the art and beauty that is the One Piece designs. I think that you really should go with the watercolor or hand-drawn look. I mean, at least make it look kind of like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where it's almost 2.5D. I really think a turn-based strategy game in a Shonen Jump property like One Piece truly could take the world by storm. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we could really make a turn-based strategy game based on One Piece, and you think it would sell well? I truly do. I really think it would be a nice change of pace to do this instead of a fighting game, which we know eventually we'll probably get. I think it's time we tell the story in a new way, in a way that some people will jump into gladly because they know they don't have to devour all those hours of One Piece, which they should because it's fan-freaking-tastic. But if they want to just play the game, I know plenty of people that played the Ninja Storm games and have never watched the Naruto anime, or they played the Ninja Storm games and that's their first time seeing the Naruto story, and then they wanted to go watch the anime because they loved it so much. And that could happen here with One Piece. I'm Mr. Morfetto. Please like, share, comment. It really helps me a lot. Let me know if you think this is the way that One Piece should go with their video games, or am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is there another direction we should go? Should we just do a basic fighting game? Yeah, just let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you later.